All right, objective 3, a horizontal shift of a quadratic function. So, still based off of the vertex form, I'll write it again. Y equals x minus h squared plus k. I want you to still get in the habit of identifying the h term and the k term from the given function that is in question. But a horizontal shift, or the h term, technically the x value, x and y, something unique happens. I like to say that it's lying to you, meaning that whatever the term is actually the opposite value. So if you notice, let's go back to what we said earlier. The left term, the h term, is the x value. You notice like an x and y plotted point. The left term is always the x value, the right term is always the y value. So it's the same thing in the vertex form. That the left term to the left of the power is the x value if it's listed, and the right term is the k value, or is the y value if it's listed. So in this case, the given function, there is no term to the right. So I can assume that my vertex of this has a y value of 0 because there is no term to the right. And if I can assume that, then I do know that the left term has to deal with my x value. But notice that the given function is x minus h. So it is lying to you. This minus is there by default. It doesn't mean that the 3 is negative. The 3 just stands alone. So it's technically, I like to say it's lying to you on the inside, or to the left is lying to you. You can remember that Beyonce song, to the left, everything you own. In the box to the left, Jay-Z was lying to her. So to the left is lying to you. It means that this is a positive 3. So I have just plotted my vertex based off of the information that I have from vertex form. There was no k value, so I know that y is 0. The x value here is lying to me. It was x minus 3, so my vertex is positive 3. So that I know my vertex is 3, 0 from my plotted points. And I'll actually show you the math as to why that works out as well. So I'm going to go ahead and plot the table of values and then plot the points as well. And so, but I still need you to get in develop the skill of, if given a function, can you find its vertex? K is telling the truth. The k term is always going to be whatever it says, plus or minus, but the inside term is always lying to you because of the default subtraction sign in there. So, but let's back up then. To prove that the math works as well, let me input, don't have to erase anything, let's just watch this though. Let me input 3 into my function. So I get y equals 3 equals minus 3 squared. 3 minus 3 is 0, and 0 squared is 0. So I know that the math works as well. So I already found my vertex up here with the y value of 0, and this spits out a y value of 0. And let's put 2 in there now. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. 1 minus 3, so if I actually show you the math, 1 minus 3 squared. 1 minus 3 is negative 2, but negative 2 in parentheses squared is 4. And then if I put 0 in there, 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. Let's go to 4. 4 minus 1 is 1. 1 squared is 1. And if you can guess, 2 and 5 line up. So 2 was 1, 5. I'm sorry, 2 and 4 line up. So then 1 and 5. So if I do 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 squared is 4. And 6 minus 3, all I'm doing is inputting these into function up there. 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 squared is 9. I have inputted my table of values. let's go ahead and plot the points then based off of the vertex that I found. Vertex from the tables that we've given you will always be the middle part as well for now. But let's go over to 3 and 0. And from there, let's do 2 and 1. Over to 2 up to 1. Over to 1 up to 4. And 0 up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's the first piece. Second piece, over to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 1. Over to 5, up to 4. Over to 6, up to 9. And there is my parabola. Now, hopefully you're catching on a horizontal shift, what that means, based off of the parent function right here. If you remember, the parent function looks something like this. I'll draw it in green for you to see. What this is saying is that this is a if the x value is affected, if the x value in here, the h value, if it has an h value, it's going to shift horizontally, and it's going to be the x-axis because the x-axis is horizontal. Based off of the original parent function of x squared, if you look down here, the original parent function, its vertex was 0, 0. It has shifted from the original parent function, it has shifted 1, 2, 3 spaces to the right. And this is why we say that the vertex, the x value of the vertex, -3 right up here, is lying to you, because we assume that if it's -3, it would go to the left into the negative directions of the graph this way. But when you do the math, you plot the points and you find everything, it actually goes to the right. And if it was going to be x plus 3, it would then shift to the left. That's just how the math works. So that's why I want you to get in the habit of finding the vertex. But please remember that the x value is always lying to you. It's always going to be the opposite. So if this was x plus 3 in the parentheses there, it would be a -3 and shift everything to the left. Hopefully you can see that every one of these dots has also shifted, if you can guess it, 3 spaces to the right. So every dot that we plot has shifted 3 spaces to the right. So this entire graph is shifted 3 spaces to the right based off of the given function and the initial parent parabola of y equals x squared. So go ahead and try parabola investigation number 4. Initially try to find the vertex. Remember that if the term to the left is the x value of the vertex, you know that the x value is lying to you. So it's a +4, but the vertex is going to be, hopefully you can guess, a -4. So go ahead and try that one, plot the vertex, and notice that there is no k value, so you should hopefully be able to tell me what the k value is. Plot the vertex, and then even just try the step pattern and see what happens. But plot the rest of these points as well and see if your math works out. When you are done, you may raise your hand and I'll come look at it.